Hey, text Max and see if they're getting audio.
No. Not great. Oh, I know. Yeah, just like I said. Yeah.
Could go just run after him.
They're not afraid to ask. No. They need
What's going on, man? Now, you can't be the first person to bleed on the ice for this team, too, because then they're going to think you're just trying to get some free tickets. Hey, I might switch. Okay. You don't have to worry about the second line hit from the top. Where do you need to be?
Just somewhere where I can pick up.
Just pick a spot. No one's gonna kick you out.
So it's mine, getting rare. Yeah. Solid Evan. Suddenly title. Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike. What game are they bringing? Oh. Oh, good. Yeah, but anywhere else.
Can I have a book? I'm gonna include all of this. What's that? Is that pickup line?
No.
No? Okay. Sure.
What color?
I'll take yellow.
Everybody's got it.
Not like that.
Thank you.
Everybody's happy.
I think he is.
You got your little light. Yeah, I'm thinking that.
Probably.
Not a high possibility.
Yeah.
I'm not saying. Is there a link I can tweet out, or is it just on our story message?
I'll send you a link.
There's
some more seats over here.
Can you have theirs? I don't want it like it should be focused and everything and white balance.
Bring my platform to this work and just leave here.
Mhm.
But now I'm actually sitting for doing it.
I should a little stool.
I said that to someone once. They're like, wait, do you actually own a pair of platform boots? I'm like, oh, I'm not kidding you. Of course I own a pair of platform boots. I wouldn't have Sorry, I'm just trying to give fun. You do you.
Well, that'd be fun.
It's a lot. But it might be a little high on here.
And it's life. You get three things. Share about the rest.
That way we just have everything sort of
You, you have a,
card.
you need it formatted.
No, don't do anything to
I was
it.
gonna say, this that can get formatted, I'm done with everything I have.
No, it's fine. Just put it on that. I know.
Try to move around without blocking everybody. Not easy.
That's a tough gig.
It's gonna be hard to expose for them.
Light in the background. Hopefully I won't get down to 1% this time.
Do you want a battery or some kind?
I'll eventually get one, yeah. I'm gonna pull one right.
Oh, yeah, I'll definitely do that.
My best shot so far. Southern Professional Hockey League cookies.
Everybody ready? Hello. Good afternoon. Thanks for braving the wintry mix outside to come into the nice chilly confines of the Ford Center. This is an exciting day for the city of Evansville. I am proud to announce that Evansville will be the newest member of the Southern Professional Hockey League with a brand new team beginning the 2016-2017 season. 3 years ago, yeah, somebody can applaud. 3 years ago, hockey fans turned out in record numbers to support the Icemen, and aren't we glad that they have done so? That was when they played in the Central Hockey League. As the SPHL is the most comparable league today, Evansville now has the opportunity to make professional hockey successful both for the city and our new team owner. I think in many respects, Evansville has become a great hockey town. And all that credit goes to the Icemen fans and the Evansville Icemen. I know many of the fans are here today, so let me thank you for supporting hockey and supporting for the Evansville Icemen for the last 9 years. Today, though, we take a new step forward in Evansville's professional hockey history. Over the past several weeks, I've had the pleasure to meet a new team owner and a team commissioner, both of whom bring great passion and excitement to the rink. And because of the love of the game, when our city was at a crossroads, a local businessman and a self-admitted super fan, has stepped forward with his family to make an investment to continue the hockey legacy in Evansville. That super fan is Mike Hall, who you'll hear from in just a second. Mike has entered into a partnership with VenueWorks to ensure that professional hockey remains in Evansville next season. This time, it's my pleasure to introduce Mike and his family. They're going to come forward and they're going to tell you a little bit about their investment in hockey here. And then we'll hear from Jim Combs, who's the commissioner of the SPHL, and be happy to take your questions. So with that, I'd like to introduce Mike. Please step forward, bring your family up, and let's welcome the new owner of Evansville Hockey.
Okay. I want to thank everybody for showing up today. It's a few more people than I really expected, and I really do appreciate it. But it's an exciting day for my family and Evansville hockey. A little bit about me, like the mayor said, my name is Mike Hall. I've lived in Evansville my entire life. I want to introduce my family. My wife, Laura, 20 years. This is my youngest son, Ethan, 9 years old. My daughter, Emma, 11. My oldest son, Mitch, is 16. I want to talk a little bit how this whole thing got started. So back in 2012, my brother, sitting right there, got me some tickets to an Evansville Iceman game. So we went to the game. He invited me out, and we had so much fun. We went to a few games that I bought season tickets for the next year. It meant a lot to me. It was really neat. In 2013, I met Coach Jeff Pyle, and we became really good friends. He told me about his plans for the team and how a hockey team should work with it, what it should bring to the community, and how it should work with the community. I bought into it, and that was a great season, and a lot of people remember that. At that point, I realized I'd gone 43 years of my life and just realized that I just witnessed the most perfect game, which is hockey. I enjoyed the games, but mostly the players' involvement in the community. I love the kids being around the players. They enjoyed that. And the positive influence that the team had on the community and my kids. My kids, both the boys play hockey now, and pretty much that's what we do in the winters now. Hockey's pretty much taken over our lives in the winters. We spend most of it here at the Ford Center. The two boys play at Swander. My daughter, I coach a basketball team. We do that too. If we're not here, we're traveling to tournaments with the boys. And we even go to the Ontario Hockey League games up at Sarnia. My best friend, Jimmy King, has a son, Jeffrey King, that plays for Sarnia, and we attend a lot of those games as well. So just want to talk a little bit about when things started looking like it wasn't going to work out for Evansville. I wanted to be part of the solution of how we could keep pro hockey in Evansville. And as I started looking at it, I contacted people from the ECHL, the SPHL. I talked to the Ontario Hockey League. I talked to every league you could imagine, just trying to get some ideas. And along the way, I made some really good friends. And one of my good friends is here today, the owner of the Huntsville Havoc, Keith Jeffries, back here. I really appreciate you being here and supporting me. And Bob McGinn, the new Roanoke franchise owner. I researched all of the information about minor league hockey that I could get my hands on. When it was finally announced that pro hockey was not going to come back or not going to be in Evansville, I went to work even harder to find a solution that would be sustainable and profitable for the Evansville market. And I approached the city with my findings and presented them with a plan. Once the analysis was done, it was clear cut that the SPHL stood out as the league with the best business model for the city of Evansville to sustain pro hockey for the long term. And just in closing, I want to talk about some goals that we have for this organization. We want to create a sustainable, long-term pro hockey for the city of Evansville. We want to invest and participate in outreach programs and charitable causes that make a positive difference in the community. We won't only build better hockey players, but also better people. We want to create a more affordable and value-added experience for the fans. We want to provide an entertaining, competitive ice hockey team that will win. And the last thing and most important to me, is we want to become the crown jewel of minor league hockey, by which all the franchise will be measured off the ice and on the ice. So just going forward and in closing, so in the upcoming months, I've got to really concentrate on surrounding myself with the most talented people I can find. And that search has begun. When those people are hired, we'll make some press releases and some announcements, and I'll try to keep everybody informed there. We started working on the season ticket packages, and we look for those to be announced in early March, around that time frame. And we will have a name the team contest, and we're still trying to work out the details of that. So I really want the community involved in thinking of a name that will be good for Evansville. And we're going to take that serious. And how we do that, we're going to work out the details of it. So I'm really looking forward to that, see what people come up with. And in closing, so all the details of this for now, until we get up and running, will be on at the www.thesphl.com. And there'll be a contact button where you can send me emails and so forth. I appreciate it. That's it.
Okay, so you heard Mitch is 16. Mitch, I got bad news, pal. You have to be 18 to drive a Zamboni. As I said, our league commissioner that I've got to know in the last 2 or 3 weeks has great passion, great energy, not only about this sport, but for his league. Please welcome Jim Combs.
Thank you all for having me. We in the SPHL are super excited. This will be our second expansion team going into 2016. If you don't know, this past fall, Roanoke, Virginia has come into the league. We were lucky to have 3 NHL players that looked around. They wanted to own a hockey team. They wanted to find the right league. They wanted to find the right mix, the right city, and everything else. That came to fruition there in Roanoke, and Bob McGinn and his sons, Brock, Jamie, and Ty, purchased the team. All 3 of them play in the NHL. You can check out their website at RoanokeRailYardDogs.com. I wanted to give a little bit of brief history about the SPHL, how it came about. A lot of people may not know about it. It did start 12 years ago. One of the founder members, Keith Jeffries, is right in the back there. He got together with some other team owners that were at the AA level in various different leagues. And at the time that the SPHL started, there were, between the Central Hockey League and the ECHL, the Colonial League and the IHL, all these different leagues, there were 59 teams at the AA level. Today there's 28. So that the model is working, or in some areas, and in some areas the SPHL made much more sense. He's had his team in Huntsville for 12 years. Same with Fayetteville, North Carolina, Knoxville, and Columbus, Georgia. So it's a league that emphasizes a lot of affordable family entertainment. We want people, the players, is a platform for development for them to get better and better. As our league continues to grow and get better, we had our first player from the SPHL make it to the National Hockey League last year with the Chicago Blackhawks and win the Stanley Cup. So my thing when I'm talking to my colleagues in the ECHL and the American League is that every single player that we send to the NHL wins the Stanley Cup in the first year. So we're happy with that. But again, we focus a lot on the community aspects of it, the affordable family entertainment. I'm going to be excited to be here tomorrow night to watch the Icemen play, because a lot of those players, there's 17 players on the roster that have played for either one of those teams that are now playing either in Evansville or in Fort Wayne. The coach for Fort Wayne won a championship in our league. He came down. It was, again, a platform for development for him to learn how to coach and do this stuff. He came down and got a premier job, what is considered a premier job in the ECHL in Fort Wayne. So it'd be good to see him. And as far as the players on the ice, they represent over 380 games played in the SPHL. So what you're seeing now is not much different than what you're going to see next fall as far as the on-ice product. I think that's all we had as far as the SPHL. I know we're going to take questions and answers later, and be more than happy to help you out any way we can. Thank you.
So just to summarize, before we take questions, first I'd like to acknowledge Randy Alsman. Randy is the president of the Evansville Redevelopment Commission, has been instrumental in our ongoing negotiations in this process, so appreciate your help, Randy. Just a couple of reminders to reiterate what Mike said. So in the coming weeks, he's going to be hiring professional staff, and they hope to announce season ticket information in early March, as well as details on naming the team. So we certainly encourage folks to participate in that, buy season tickets. We hope that you'll participate in the naming contest as well. In the meantime, the Evansville Icemen have, I believe, 15 home games left. And it would certainly be my wish that all the hockey fans come out and support them for those last 15 games. We want to build on the excitement. We want to thank the fans. We want to thank the team, the organization for their 9 years of commitment to the Evansville market. We certainly wish them well, but we also want to build our fan base for a new season beginning next year. So with that, we'll be happy to answer any questions.
Can this area support 2 hockey teams, and how do you plan on keeping Iceman fans coming to this new SPHL team?
Well, that's going to be the incumbent upon the owner to do. We'll certainly support their efforts. When it became apparent that the Icemen would not return to the Ford Center, I felt like my number one goal, and I think I've communicated this multiple times, is to do everything in our power to keep professional hockey in Evansville. We believe we've identified the best route for that. We want to, again, reiterate the thanks that we've extended to the Iceman fans. But we think that professional hockey is very sustainable here. We think that Mike has come up with a business plan that will work here, and it's certainly going to be incumbent upon he and the team that he builds in the coming weeks and months to promote the team and get fans in the stands.
Where are we as far as the development of the franchises, as far as hiring coaches or general managers, or getting a product on the ice? Where are we as far as that develops?
We've only had it for about 3 days, so I've been, to be honest with you. So, yeah, go ahead.
And part of it is, so we're going to have a new franchise. We're going to have an expansion. Sorry.
We'll have an expansion draft coming in May. You're going to have all of your coaches and everything that's going to be hired for the new season. That's not going to take place until after the ECHL, after all of those things are done. There'll be a flood of candidates. I know he has a few people in mind that he'd like to hire, but he's going to get part of my job is to make his job very difficult. So I'm going to try to get him as many qualified candidates as possible. And he's going to say, should I pick A or B? And I said, no, that's not my problem. I create the problem. He has to figure it out. Same with general managers. We've already talked to 2 or 3 people that are possible candidates. We've talked to some salespeople that are possible candidates. But all that stuff is going to take over in the next 30, 45 days, in which he's going to have to make the decisions. I'm going to bring in as many qualified good candidates, but he's going to have to make those decisions in the coming days. Again, the SPHL.com, they will have information continually being put on there, who's coming up, who's going on, when the expansion draft is, what the players he's got, all that stuff is going to be there. It'll be in the coming days. So it'll take a little bit. It's a lot like the NFL. I mean, I have to consider that a lot of the people that I'm going to be hiring probably have jobs in the league right now. So I have to do due diligence and let that play out. And then once the season ends, then we'll start to maybe sooner, but probably not.
How many home games?
Oh, it's 28 home games. 28.
So was Mr. Hall selected and then you selected the SPHL, or, I mean, was the USHL considered? Like, how did we come to the SPHL?
Mr. Hall came to us, approached us, and said he'd like to be a part of the solution to Evansville's hockey situation, and he brought the SPHL to the table.
Has the SPHL ever been in the same market as another league, and has that worked in the past?
We have not. We typically don't make that. That's not something that we've encountered up until this point. So this would be the first time, and my understanding is this team is moving to 45 miles away. Is that correct?
Roughly.
Yeah, roughly. So I don't think we would enter into it if it was within 5 miles. But I think as I've been told, that both of those are unique markets, and I'm sure there are people that are Evansville fans that come from Owensboro. I'm sure there's people that will go from Owensboro or go from Evansville over there. But our main priority is this community, this sports center, and that owner there. We want to make this the best for Evansville. We want to make it successful here. This is the community of Evansville that we're concentrating on.
How does this facility compare to other facilities around here?
This is a very marquee facility. I mean, each city is different. Huntsville, they just went through a big renovation, and there is another beautiful facility like this. Size-wise, we have some of our teams have buildings that are almost 9,000 seats, some as little as 6,000. Typically, honestly, we prefer a little bit less, and I think what they're going to do here is make sure the lower bowl is available, and we're going to create the excitement that way.
Do you guys really hit the ground running from here on out, getting ready for the season, getting the fans ready? Is this going to be kind of the fastest 4 or 5 months of your life?
It'll be the fastest for him. I've done this before, so I'm kind of lost it there doing it. But we have our other owner, Bob McGinn. He came to us last year in April, and he said, I wanted to buy a hockey team. I said, hold on, do you really? Come meet, and made sure that he was, set, and he was able to do a lot of different things that Mike's going to have to do very quickly. And we've gone over that with him, and he's well prepared. And all of the startup packages that we've done for other startup teams and for this team have just been compressed a little bit. That's why we're not announcing a team name today, and we're not announcing a coach today, and we're not announcing those things. I think in the next 30, 45 days, all of that stuff with support from guys like Keith and all of the other owners in our league that are going to jump in and make Mike successful and make this a success for all of us.
And a lot of the fans have tweeted at us and asked if they have season tickets for the Iceman and they really like their spot, will that transition?
That, I'm sure, is going to be a yes answer. But yeah, I'll let you say yes. I mean, it's something we're going to consider. I haven't thought about that. I mean, myself, I'm a season ticket holder. I've got seats on the attack one side right there in the corner, and boy, I would expect to have those back. So I don't know. I'm going to have to work with Ticketmaster and see how to do that. Yeah, I definitely.
Let me help you. Let me help here. I think that having a super fan as an owner will help because he's going to want to do everything he can. He's going to put himself in the role of a fan because that's really what he is. So I think he will do all that he can to accommodate season ticket requests.
You had mentioned a portable, family-friendly environment. So without getting into specifics, can season ticket holders anticipate a drop in season ticket?
Absolutely. Yes. There will be. We're going to evaluate that. We're going to put a lot of market research into that, but the ticket prices will come down.
With the expansion draft, once your coaching staff is in place, coach after you run, whether it's players, you also have one draft, before the season starts, run and do this, the season starts.
Yeah, so with the expansion draft, we'll take all of the players that are not held on protected list. We'll allow the new coach to, pick his players out of that. Then he will be out recruiting and looking for players all summer, and same as all of our other coaches. He'll have the opportunity. What we as a league office provide him with every single person who's left unprotected. So he'll have basically probably 60 to 80 players to pick from. He'll pick his ones that he puts on a protected list, but he can start signing players right away.
What's the playoff season?
We play a short scenario, but it's probably going to change the summer. We play 3 best of 3s. We emphasize the weekends, and we want to make sure a lot of our teams, as with all the teams, whether it's the ECHL or the American Hockey League, lose building dates and or less prime time dates. So We try to get it done a little bit quicker, maybe too quick. It's usually lasts 3 weeks, 3 best-of-3 series. The bad part of it is people like this to hear, hey, I want to play a 7-game series, but for a fan, it's absolutely the best way to see it because there's no taking off game 1 and feeling out the series and game 2. It's right after it. You get up from game 1 is game 4 of any other series. They're on it and they know they got 3 games. They got to win 2 out of 3. They play hard every single night.
I think one of the biggest issues in the Iceland negotiations was obviously the contract with the city. What will the city do going forward to make sure that this new deal with yourself and the circle is going to be a viable solution for the city?
Randy hasn't spoken yet.
I thought I was gonna make it. I was hiding behind the pole as best I could. As the mayor mentioned earlier, the contract offer that the city made to Mike and his team is the same contract offer that we last left with the Iceman. It was the best offer the city could make. It was our best effort to try to make it successful for the Iceman. That's why we focused so hard on, when Mike came in, is this a sustainable business proposition? Is your business model, is your cost and revenue model one that would be sustainable given the city's best offer? And it is. So the city, we believe, has extended a very strong business opportunity for any hockey team to come in and play and be sustainable and successful. And Mike found us, and we're glad that he did.
How many years is the contract?
What's that? I'm sorry.
How many years is the contract?
5 years.
Can you speak more, you kind of brushed over it in opening remarks, can you speak a little bit more about your partnership with VinyWorks? Are they majority owner, minority owner, equal vested? How exactly is that working for them? It strikes me as a little odd that they're managing the stadium, the arena, and helping you out with the hockey as well. Not being bad, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. And I saw your reaction to that too. And that's fine. That's fine. I understand. You know, all I can tell you is that I own the team. I will own the team. They came in to help me. And basically, all the checks from anybody that will get paid will have Evansville Professional Hockey, which is the name of my corporation. Anybody that works for the corporation, that's where it's coming from. Okay? I don't know what else you want from that.
And the arrangement, at least between the city and Mr. Hall.
You had been on record earlier as saying that they were kind of helping out negotiations with the Icemen and you were consulting with VinyWorks. So some of us are a little confused as to why they're now part of a new team. And their contract is also up for renewal within the media. So just kind of wondering where they fit in this culture.
They're going to be going in December. Will they be going in December?
It would be the city's intent that we continue a partnership with VinyWorks as the operating manager of the city.
One thing I do want to emphasize that Mike said, all of the financial risk is his for the success of this team. So whatever private arrangement between VinyWorks and Mike, those are two private organizations. The city's agreement is with Mike for the lease of the rights of the use of the Ford Center for hockey, but the P&L is all on Mike's shoulders, so it's up to him to make it financially successful.
Thanks for coming. Oh, yes.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.